Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Thursday, February 27th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 9 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods it is currently 52 degrees with a high of 61 and a low of 43. Welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, pretty pictures, and the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. In other words, I demonstrate what I'm doing, I show you how I'm doing it, and then I explain the why of what I did. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always fun. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who see this broadcast when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, which I highly suggest that you join because that's where you guys get your freebies and the images that I'm doing for my buddy color. Now, speaking of buddy color, this is the image that we're working on. This is from my book, Romance Novel Covers Jubilee. And if you go into the our Facebook group, there's this image and then 2 others that I gave away as bonus images. And if anybody's interested, this is the book. And I'd say that we're having a lot of fun with it. All right. The next image that I'm doing and working on is 50 Lovely Gnomes by Camelia Anzakova. That's what this one looks like. This is the recommended book as well. It's a cutie. Alrighty. So let's see who's popped in tonight. Oh, hold on, I gotta set something up here. So let's see who's here. Maggie, happy Thursday, happy Thursday, happy Thursday, happy Thursday to one and all. Tam Tam, hi. Dorothy, Mamie, so glad to see you. Mamie, so glad to greet you. Angry Bear. Angie says, hey peeps, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. She just got cataract surgery. Isn't it wonderful? All right. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Angie was number 4. Yeah, it is amazing because you don't realize when it slowly goes away how much you're missing. Hi, Karen. Yep, your left eye is bright and crisp. Exactly. And when will they be doing your right eye? All right, get your paper towel. March 18th. Well, if you think you're seeing great now, wait until they get the other one done and everything's completed. Okay. So, let's continue on our cowboy. Last night when we ended, I was working on the hat. And I was right in the middle of blending everything, and we ran out of time. Hello, Janie. Now, before I go on, do we have any birthdays or anniversaries today? Hello, Sandy. Don't forget to tell me that stuff, guys. We want to celebrate you here. All right, now, second question. How was your day today? Win, lose, or draw? I'm going to say draw, quiet day. Janie, draw. Dorothy, draw. Tammy went to the Y. Sandy, draw, okay. Win, my bestie was here. Angry Bear, draw. Stephanie, draw. Mamie, win. Found out my niece and nephew will get to go to Kentucky when you do. And get the cabin next to you. Their dad will go too. Oh, good. Sounds good, Mamie. When I was young, we used to go to Allegheny State Park, and there was, I remember it was on Weller Drive, W-E-L-L-E-R, Weller Drive, and there was one cabin that we would always rent every year. So yeah, nice memory. Hello, Gracie. Hi, Grace. All right, get your paper towel. Get your scratch pad. And let's go ahead and finish up on this hat. Now, I was in the process here of blending my shades together. And you want to get that as smooth as possible. Now we put a little bit of Payne's Gray on here. So I need to blend that edge because we've got to use the darker color to do the blending. And the other thing about blending with my Payne's Gray, which of course is what I'm doing right now, is it gives our hat a different color set than the body, even though I use the same pencils on the body that I'm using on the hat. I want the hat to be a little darker. And last night you saw how I brought this darker shade around. I think this hat looks so cool. What do you guys think? Do you like it? And look how much better that hat looks now that I'm blending in these colors. Now, if I had not blended these in, this would have looked more like a watercolor image. I don't want that. I want this to be realistic. Now, we have an area here where it's dark and light, two extremes. And that we're going to leave as is with a little bit of blending on that edge. Now I've got my dark pencil here of my light, medium, and dark. Notice how I'm continuing to smooth all of this out. And also notice by working with these colors, Carmen. Look how nice and smooth. It looks just like felt. All right, now let's work the very top of the hat. I've got my dark, not my Payne's gray, but my dark of my light, medium, and dark brown. And we're smoothing out these edges. And then I'm going to come in with my light. We'll do some more smoothing. And then along this edge. Now, if this doesn't show you how important mastering blending is, I don't know what does. All right, let's take a look at this. Hello, Linda. Linda and the three amigos, Uno, Dos, Trace, Linda, Michelle, and Wally. Hi, Michelle. Check out this hat. Now, I'm just taking my lightest color and I'm smoothing out some of the areas on the abs. Oh, Michelle, thank you for saying hello to me. Blending, 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 rawhide. Your colors, so Carmen says, my colors aren't as dark as yours, but my cowboy, your cowboy, what? All right. My cowboy still looks pretty good, if I may say so myself. Absolutely. Carmen, send me a quick picture of it. And how come your colors and your cowboy isn't the same shading? You just need to use repeated strokes with your pencils. Although it also could be a color difference that you did. Linda, you're still watching? Okay, Carmen, I got it. Okay, here's Carmen's version. It's your color choices. Okay. Linda's number 9 and giving me a like. Thank you. Well, if you like, you can go back over this with another set of your light, medium, and dark browns. But having said that, your blending on the hat looks really good. Very, very nice with the blending. Soften your edges on his stomach a little bit. So what you're saying is he's darker than what the picture's showing. Okay. Now, this is Stephanie's picture. Check it out. Looking good. All right. You guys need to post your WIPs in the group. That'll get more people excited about doing this particular picture. Oh, you did it with pan pastels. There you go. Okay, let's work on the arms. And the fingers. So I'm going to start out with my medium color, my light, medium, and dark. Remember, guys, the way to darken your picture is with repeated strokes. In other words, you're doing layers of the same color. Now, let me grab my dark here. Back with our medium. And then we'll blend this together with my light. Guys, don't be afraid of your colors and afraid to be a little bolder. And notice how I'm using my light to blend my previous two colors. And because of the way that colored pencils, the medium of colored pencils work, when you put down your darker colors, they stay intact when you put your lighter colors on top of it. That's what makes them so much fun and great for blending. Okay, then I'm going to go back with my dark of my light, medium, and dark, and I'm going to work up these edges a little bit. Now, that's where your artistic intuition comes through. It may not necessarily be on the grayscale, but you can add it because that's what you like to see in the picture. Got a little carried away here. Any questions on this? Here's my medium to blend. I'm going to put in a little more light here. Don't forget the 2 nail beds and thumbnail. Yeah, you're talking about the rest of the hand? All right, finger blend. Now, I'm going to come in with a little bit of Payne's Gray. And remember, it's all about the blending. And I am barely touching this Payne's Gray to the picture. Now, I'm going to come in with a little bit of white. And I'm going to add that white in my lightest area. Oh, that pencil just died. Well, I got everything used down to the little teeny tiny end. Hold on. I feel like I should play taps. All right. So notice how that white really lights up this area and highlights it. You don't need much. And I'm going to bring that white down the center of the arm. Finger blend. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of adjusting here. I want the lighter color on the edge here. There you go. All right, fingers. And you'll notice that I fixed this picture before I released it to you. Had a little extra finger there. Let's start with the dark. Who's coloring with me tonight? Linda, how are you feeling today? Angry Bear, you're coloring with me? Carmen? Janie? Grace, you're coloring a little girl sitting on a cupcake. Tammy, you're doing a picture in Happy Easter Jubilee. Oh, it's the line art. Okay. Okay, there's my dark. Sandy's coloring her popcorn. Sandy, that popcorn is really turning out beautifully. All right, so here's my dark. Dorothy, you're doing the praying hands. Yeah. Now here's our medium. And let's get our thumb. Make sure that you keep your pencil sharp. So, Linda, you open wound still from hematoma and blood clot. Linda, did you have surgery when you were in the hospital? There's our medium. Ah. That's an interesting piece of information. Okay, now we're going to come in with our light. Oh, Stephanie, but the model might have had an extra finger. Ooh-wee. Good point, Stephanie. Blending, 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 rawhide. All right, I'm blending everything together with my lightest pencil. Oh, Grace. Oh, it's an ice cream, not a cupcake. Okay, Sandy just sent me a picture of the popcorn that she's working on. Here's the earlier one that she had done. You really nailed it with that yellow. Sent me popcorn. And here's where she is so far. That is the cutest picture. Very, very nice job, Sandy. Guys, I encourage you Take your time on your pictures. Okay, let's do our next arm. There's our dark. Sandy, when you slow down and do your pictures, they turn out amazingly well. Beautiful, beautiful job. Okay, there's our dark. There's our medium. Remember, guys, respect the process. And then our light. And notice how I'm using the light to blend over my medium and my dark. And then I'm going to come in with my white because I still want to get a little bit of lightener here. And look how cool that light and that white looks on the arm. Does everybody see how that white makes a difference? You don't need a lot of it, but when I put in that white, that really makes that muscle pop out. Check it out. All right. Now let's get the fingers. Let's start with our dark. And then we'll come in with our medium. And I sure didn't mean to do that. Hold on. All right, medium. Now, what I want you to think about while I'm coloring this is how to add all this shading to your image if this were line art. This shading can certainly be done on line art as well and help you get that realistic look. Any questions? Check out the blending. Blending, 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 rawhide. Sing that little blending song to yourself when you do this. Alright, I'm just using this dark just to define the edges of my fingers. Finger blend. Alright, let me pull out and show you what we got. And excuse me, I'm going to use a tissue. Back in a flash. Okay. Any questions? Look how cool that whole image looks now. Okay, let's start working on the shirt and the pants. And that's really going to bring this together. So we're going to be working on denim colors and blues. Excuse me. Okay. Now, white and Payne's Gray are going to be part of my color scheme. But this is the blue that I'm going to be using. This is my darker blue, obviously. And my lighter blue. And then my third color is going to be my Payne's Gray. Now, I've found a slightly different blue here. It's a flatter blue. I'm going to use this one here. And this one happens to be a gray blue by Color 061. So the two blues that I'm using, yeah, Stephanie, the Australian fireman calendar has been a great reference. Yeah. Look it up on Google, guys. Yep, slate gray. Okay, I did a search on that. Australian fireman calendar. Check it out. Here's one that's got a good shot of the abs. Let's see what else we have here. There's a good one on the left. Any questions about these samples? All right. Google is an excellent source for referencing pictures on the topics that you're coloring. Okay, is everybody clear about the blues that I'm using? Let's start out in the pants area. Now we've got some belts here, and then the jeans just above that. So let's go ahead and get some reference here. I'm going to start on the belt loops. So there's my dark blue. That's my slate blue. And here's my lighter blue. This is a sky blue. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit of white. And check out how that white really makes this look like denim. All right. Let's start with our darker blue. Our lighter blue. Keep your pencil point sharp. Let's go over a little bit. I'm going to go back to my darker blue. And let's move over a little bit more yet. And then our lighter blue. And then I'm going to come in with my Payne's Gray. Check it out. And that Payne's Gray is going to be on the edges right next to the belt. Okay, dark blue down the center here. That's the gray blue or slate blue. Now, blend. Finger blend is fine. And then we're going to come in with white. Does everybody see how I'm putting together all these colors to come out with a really great denim look? Any question about the color combos that I'm using? I think Angry Bear is still thinking about the Australian fireman's calendar. Now, I want you to notice that by adding that white, that really makes this look like denim. They were very cute kittens, yeah. All right. Who's still coloring along with me tonight? All right, here's our lighter blue. Hey, Thomas. Miss Tammy, good night. Good night, Tam Tam. Now, I want you to notice that I'm using my lightest blue as my base color just to define where these pants go. We'll come back in detail in a little bit. All right, and I've got a little area up here that I missed. Let me pull out. Stephanie, what are you saying? Am only direct IN off. Okay, Stephanie's speaking a different language. Now, while we're at it, if this helps you, we can go ahead and lightly color in our other areas of the jeans in our light blue. And that way it defines where the heck we are. And what's what. Carmen, you're off to grab dinner and head to bed. I have a migraine rolling in, so I don't color. You'll color when you feel better. All right, Carmen, good night. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy Carmen, sleepy Carmen, purr, purr, purr. Okay, down at the bottom here. You're welcome, Carmen. Now, I'll go back in detail later with my other colors, but right now, I just want to define where my pants are. Oh man, is this turning out cool? All right. All right. Let me pull out. So what do you think? Set timer for 17 minutes.
17 minutes, counting
down. Okay, that was my light blue. Now I'm going to come in with my dark blue. And remember how I always tell you to color over your black and your grayscale with whatever color you're using. Don't be intimidated by the black. Notice how my dark blue, I'm shading underneath the belt. Grace, you learned what from the beginning? To color over all the black. Okay. Remember, guys, when you're typing, please type in everything in your sentence, because the broadcast, I'm a little ahead of the broadcast, and then you guys, your comments catch up. That's just the way it is. Okay, dark blue. Let's come over here. And remember, when you put your dark blue in here, you've got to blend it out. Any questions? And notice how when I'm bringing my darker blue right next to that belt, that's causing that belt to pop out. What have I always told you? When you put a dark color around an object, it makes it look like it's further away. Okay. Now, the bottom of the picture and the zipper is right in the crotch here. And then I'm going to take black and color in that area so that we have a split in the legs. Now, I want you to notice that there is a very subtle difference between our black and our Payne's gray. That's why I like the Payne's gray so much. All right, back to our dark blue. Anne Labrie, welcome. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, don't forget to blend away your edges. And what brings you to the broadcast? All right. Let me pull out. Anne, if one wanted to color the man's shirt gray, how many colors would you suggest using? I would use follow the convention, a light, medium, and a dark gray, and a Payne's gray. And remember, this comes in line with, even when you have a dark area with black, with you color that darker area with whatever color you're using. So if we had a green shirt, these very dark areas would still be the green. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with my Payne's gray. And these areas that we did in the darker blue, I'm going to edge it with the Payne's gray. And does that answer your question? So all these areas that I've done with a darker blue, now we're coming in and edging it with the gray. Does that make sense to everybody? It does make a difference. Oh, Anne, you're welcome. I try to be very, very careful with names. Now, check out how this Payne's Gray is really starting to bring out the dimension. All right, let me pull out. So what do you guys think so far? Oh, this YouTube channel popped up because you like art and subscribe to many of them. Gotcha. So, Anne, do you realize that I'm on every night, 365 days of the year? I start at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you want to color along with us, hi Kitty. If you want to color along with us, this image is available to you. It's out of my coloring book. You're in Eastern. Okay, so you're an hour ahead of me. This is the book that this image comes out of. Romance Novel Covers Jubilee. And this is some of the pictures that are in there. And it just so happens that the image that I'm working on is in this book. And I use computer-generated images. I have services that I purchase from them. And when I go to use them, I edit them. All right. And what made me meant to say is it's romance novel covers Jubilee. And do you have a printer? No problem, Mamie. Not a working printer at the moment. Okay. Well, if you can do it, find a way to get a working printer, because this image is a freebie and we do what we call a buddy color. So people watching the broadcast can go ahead and color this with me, and it's meant as, of course, a learning tool. Okay. Now, I'm about to switch to my gnome, but what I want to do is I want to add a little bit highlight on the jeans. And this is what's going to give us our dimension. So, oh, Janie, you haven't installed your printer yet. You got your pictures done at the library for now. Okay. Oh, Ann, you are most welcome. All right. So now we're going to add our touches of white. Oh, I knew what you meant, Ann. And as soon as I start adding this white, you're going to see how this really pops it for looking like the jeans. Now, what do I always tell you? Don't get stupid with your highlighting or your coloring. And when you add your white, just do a little bit of a finger blend. All right. Now, I want you to notice that as soon as I start to add this white, that really makes this look cool. And I'm not pounding in the color, I'm just sketching it in. Any questions on how I'm adding this white? And by the way, I'm in Tennessee, just to let you know. Now, finger blend over your blue just to soften it up. Okay, let me pull out so you can get a good view of everything that's going on with this. So what do you think? Any questions? Not hard, guys. Just take your time. All right. Next project. "50 Lovely Gnomes Jubilee." Cute little book, highly recommended. By the way, guys, how's your weather been? We've been warm and rainy. And that is perfectly okay with me. All right, so I was teaching you how to do mushroom buttons. Oh, Grace, 59 degrees, sandy 40s, melting snow. Janie, good night. I know some of you bug out when I change projects, which of course is perfectly fine. If this isn't your cup of tea, it isn't your cup of tea. Kitty, warm and cloudy in your part of Florida. Angry Bear, 75 and warm. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy Janie, sleepy Janie, purr, purr, purr. Now, I've decided that I'm going to add a dramatic background to this. Let me get my marker. And just to let you know also, if you're going to step away at all during the broadcast, will you just do a BRB? That way I know, and I'm not talking to empty air. And also, if you're going to leave the broadcast, just tell me. Okay, I've got my Caliat markers, alcohol based. Oh, and great. You know, we chat things up. I teach, which of course is the big thing. We get into different conversations about stuff, or you guys do. We have a lot of fun. Oh, by the way, sad news. Did you guys see that Gene Hackman died? That was so sad. Him, his wife, and one of their dogs died. And I was wondering if something happened in the house, and I haven't read the latest news, but the daughter says it could have been carbon monoxide poisoning. The police do not suspect foul play. I was really sorry to hear that it happened, that Gene had died. Can somebody explain to Kitty who Gene Hackman was? Actor, help me with some of the movies that he's been in. Kitty, do a search on Google for Gene Hackman movies. Yeah, he lived a good long life. I think he was 89 or 90 or something like that. Let's see. Oh, he was in oh, doggone it. He was in the movie The Firm. 95, Moggy? Superman movies, Runaway Jury, oh, there you go, The French Connection, Jimmy Popeye Doyle, The Conversation, The Birdcage. He retired about 10 years ago and just basically disappeared from the Hollywood scene. Bonnie and Clyde. I hope this wasn't a suicide thing. I know they said he had health issues. Carly. Okay. Alcohol-based marker. The marker will soak through your paper. Hold on, guys. I need to put a sweater on. Give me a second. Squeak! Goes my chair. I really don't get hung up in movie stars, but Carly, how's your day been? Win, lose, or draw? You guys know I always ask you that. All right. And Ann, I always ask that question of everybody that comes in. Oh, Kitty, you were born in 91, must have been before your time. Okay. And I always ask people when they come in the room how their day's been, win, lose, or draw. Oh, Carly had a win. Carly, what was your win? Gotta tell. Okay, now, remember to put some paper behind your image when you're using alcohol markers because they do soak through. Now, remember how I've told you when you use alcohol marker, you need to figure out how much, for lack of a better word, drift the color is going to have. And what that means is when you put the marker down, it's going to spread a little bit depending on the paper. So if you are working in detailed areas, you have to figure out how much that spread is. Carly, your win was pretty good today. You did math today and played ball with your dog Marvel, Captain Marvel. She's a golden retriever. Oh, Goldens are neat dogs. Okay. Now, the reason that I'm using black is because I really want to create that contrast in the picture. And you've seen me do this before. Black is a really neat color to add. I could have put in blue. So Anne says, my family is in good health. Your core survival needs are intact. Food on the table. I'm very content. I would call that a win. You got a roof over your head. Linda, I'm assuming you're talking about Gene Hackman movies, Bonnie and Clyde. Now, who remembers how to get rid of streaks when you're using markers? Oh, I got a really teeny tiny area right here. Let's see if we can get that. Use color pencil the same color. That's right, Kitty. And also notice that once you start coloring with a marker, keep going, it reduces streaks. You want your marker to flow as evenly as possible. Now, what do I always tell you on a page? Respect the process, right? Somebody tell me what that means. Yeah, in a nutshell, that's what that means. Angry Bear says, don't quit, keep going. Unfortunately, a lot of people that are coloring will get partway through, they've decided that they've ruined it or it doesn't look right, and they throw the piece away. I have never thrown a piece away except for one. No matter what happens, finish the piece. Okay, now the candle that we did inside of the little mushroom jar, remember how I had the brown on the bottom being a little darker because the candle flame is up here? So I'm going to come inside of this now with my dark. And that way that candle stands alone. All right, let's get down to the bottom here. Now watch how I do this. Once you start an area, keep going with it. And remember, oh, and that's how you do it also to try and keep it from streaking. Exactly. You and I are on the same page. Now, the other thing I always tell you too is if you spill something on your page or somehow you damage your page, incorporate that into your coloring. That builds your skills as an artist. All right, let's do this lower right hand corner. Take your time. Coloring is not a race. Okay, again, watch this. Do your up and down. Be as uniform as possible. Don't go too fast. Try not to overlap your strokes. All right. Again, notice how I'm filling in this gap. Now, what do you guys think about this background? Anne, one of the ways that people can answer if they don't like something is just to say, not my cup of tea. That way people don't feel funny about saying that they don't like something. All right. And again, notice how I'm filling this in. All right, we've got one little area here up the top. Oh, and no, that's not true. You just say, not my cup of tea. I like to get feedback. For example, Anne, when I'm doing a walk through one of my new books, I always like to get feedback. That lets me know if my subject matter is appealing to people. Sandy, good night. All right, let's see how smooth we can keep this. Oh, what I was starting to say, about Gene Hackman's death, and I was saying that I really don't get hung up on Hollywood and all that stuff. But when I heard that Robin Williams had died, I thought that was so sad. And it's also going to be sad when Dick Van Dyke passes. All right. Any questions about what I'm doing so far? All right, let's keep going here. Whoop, got a couple of spots. And that's exactly right. You said I personally like the blending you do, especially on the cowboy image. It looks like suede. Yes, yes, yes. That's exactly what I wanted. And guys, that's not hard. Oh man, this looks cool. Okay, let me pull out. Now, just for fun, I'm going to leave this up to you guys to let me know what you want me to do after I grab a little water here. So, I was thinking about doing the area behind the scrolling black as well, just to do kind of like a dimensional thing. Now, technically speaking, it's the side of the mushroom. So just for fun, let's take a vote on what you want me to do. So just say yes or no on the black. Um, and it's just me, myself, and I. I'm retired. One of my pet cat recently died a while back. So Carly says no. Angry Bear says yes. Kitty says no. Come on, guys. Who else? So far, the no's have it. Well, thank you, Anne. All right. My question is, just to make a dimensional effect, should I put black in between our little scrolly things? Technically speaking, it is the side of the mushroom stem. So if I put the black in, it's going to make kind of like a hanging window type thing. Linda says yes. Grace says yes. Maggie says yes. Okay, looks like the yeses have it. We'll do that. Hallelujah. Amen. Amen. Oh, what I consider a dark brown. Well, there you go. Absolutely. And what question did I answer before you asked? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Oh, the question about the black or not. Gotcha. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with a medium brown. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade and shadow so that that scrolling looks dimensional. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. Now, you guys know that I like to show you ideas for different things, and that way your colorings won't be bland. We need to think outside of the box. And I love the idea of the brown. Remember, guys, sweat the details. Now, what else can I do to this brown background to make it look mushroomy? And while you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to come in with a red. For the heart. Come on, guys, think it through about the brown. What else can I do with the brown to make it look mushroomy? Now, from that red, oh, looks like I missed an area too. From that red, I'm going to blossom outward with pink. I'll catch up that brown in a second. All right, let me get my brown back. Hold on, gotta find the one I was using. Well, I did something with it, so I'm going to leave that sit for a moment. I know I just had this. Don't you hate that when you do it? You're using something and then you like lose it. Okay. But what I am going to do until I can find my other marker is I'm going to take a slightly darker marker and I'm going to put a little bit of shading in between our pink and red coloring. And if you'll notice now, that makes this look dimensional. I can't believe I misplaced my marker. All right, and that gives us some dimension. And the question that I had for you, what did I do with that marker? So then, of course, I'll check the floor to make sure it didn't fall. If it's not on your table, check the floor. Oh, sorry for the wiggle. Oh. I'll have it figured out by next broadcast. Okay. So the question that I had for you is, what do we add to the background? And what I'm going to add using a black pen is I'm going to add the little stripes that you see on the side of mushrooms. So now we have the side of our mushroom looking truly like the side of a mushroom. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Not to mention, I've run out of time. And we need to continue this tomorrow night. Let me pull it out. Check it out. Now, the lines that I added are the same as the lines that we have underneath our mushroom here. If you're wondering why I did that. See? Okay. Time to call it an evening. Oh, Kitty, you're welcome for getting your coloring mojo back. So we worked on 2 images. We've got our cowboy. Romance Novel Colors Jubilee. We got the hat looking like a suede hat, which is what I wanted. We got the jeans looking wrinkled, which is what I wanted. So basically everything's looking copacetic. Then I continued work on my little gnome lady doing the pie. And I think we've got some good things going here. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Do me a favor and hit that like arrow, please. We only have 14. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. And please share this link and broadcast to your timeline on Facebook. That would be great. I hope you learned something tonight. I hope you had fun. And I will continue this tomorrow night. And I will find that marker. That's going to drive me crazy. Okay, guys, till tomorrow night then. Bye.